Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with Eric the Red, your caster Wendy Day. We are back at Power Overwhelming 4. This is going to be the winner's bracket final of best of 5 between OpTiKNemesis and a AGIANTSMURF. Another PvP, man. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm so excited to see this. I mean, both of these players have been playing so well today. AGIANTSMURF earlier on taking out, who was he playing? Was
Siphon.
BB
and then Siphon.
OpTiKNemesis just taking out Raceland in 2 PvP series, actually.
So these guys are warmed up, man. They know what they're doing. So it's Smurf going to get
hold up. Some kind of a pause.
Yeah.
But something wrong with the map.
All right, so it's like they're going to read something right there. No big deal. Want these players to be in optimal condition.
Yep.
Don't want to do that. So, PvP, man. 2 different styles. Nemesis being macro aggressive, I think is the best way to label it, and Smurf being very.
Well, it seems like Smurf has
robust, I guess is the best way to.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. He seems like he has a solid grasp on several different styles. He's very I don't know, adaptive to what he sees. In one game, he did that blink counterattack base trade, for instance, when the opportunity arose.
Decision making is pretty key there
on Cloud Kingdom. Yeah, and like he knows how to play the maps for their strengths, and he knows he knows how to play against his opponents on those maps. Whether it be a mind game, just really solid decision making, or unit control. So, and honestly, that's the best way you can play PvP, is just with the best decision making and really, really smart counterattacking and just knowing exactly how the map should be played.
Yeah, so we're going to get Smurf back in here, going to get Nemesis all set up. Now, Team OpTiK, they're a pretty well-known semi-pro team. They do pretty well for themselves. I think a couple of guys qualified to WCS.
Yeah, they've qualified for all sorts of things before. WCS, TSL maybe? Not this year, last year. Yeah. And so forth. So lots of, a little bit of recognition there anyway in the NA scene. AGIANTSMURF, is he currently on a team?
Yes, I believe Smurf plays for ECG, I think they're called, off the top of my head. I could be wrong on that. Yeah, he is on a team. I don't know how active they are. I've been trying to get him to come over to alt for ages now. Like, hey, you always got to place with us, buddy. He's a very, very good player. I mean, showing up here, very consistent as well. Always puts up a good show.
Absolutely.
So, respawning back into the game, top left corner of the map, we will have Nemesis. Actually, same spawning locations too, which I think is pretty key here. And AGIANTSMURF in the bottom right at the 5 o'clock position. So we saw, I think the last game we saw was on Ohana. And here we back are again, starting map for this series. It's a best of 5, so it's a little bit longer series. I would expect to see some cheese somewhere in there. Especially if someone goes up too well.
We haven't seen any cheese at all today in any of the PvPs, which is really interesting. People are often quick to point the finger at PvP for being a very cheesy matchup.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you there. People do, I mean, cannon rushes are fun, man.
This map, actually, they can be very potent. Down by the natural, you can...
Right there.
Well, no, further up even. Behind that depot, you can begin building pylons and cannons there and work your way up towards the mineral line.
Yeah, that can actually be... You can just, throw the pylon right down there. You get cannon right about here and here. You obviously throw a cannon down there and the forge right there. And that pylon's blocked off.
You have to, if you're not going to scout, at least you need to check by that ledge, before your cybernetics course. So you have ample time to prepare for that.
I always think this is a really good spot to, cannon on.
Or even proxying gates up there is always
I see a lot of proxy gates up in this spot, just because of the way it juts out.
Yeah.
I've seen
proxy gates up on the top right too,
up here.
No, like not in the main base though.
Up here.
People don't think to check there. You could actually fit gateways up there.
Yeah, pylon there, and then gateway, and then gateway.
Yeah. So
a couple different cheese spots there, but obviously neither playing going for that. Taking their gas, getting their gateways. Standard as standard could possibly be. We've seen Smurf time and time again favor this pylon, this scout after second pylon, and I think that's actually something to pick up on in his style of play. Is that's when he feels comfortable scouting. That's when he feels like he can get the most amount of information for the way he plays PvP.
And he'll still get there at a decent timing, so he can see if there's going to be a 2 gate or if there's going to be, an early gas, only 1 gate. So he will get a sense of how greedy his enemy is and where he's allocating his chrono boost. So, he's not just scouting to see if there's cheese. That's not the reason he's doing it right now. It's just to see basically what reads he can make for the mid game.
Now, do you think you get metagaming enough that you go straight up Nexus first, feigning the fact that you're actually getting feigning a cannon rush? Do you think that's possible? Can you pull something as?
Hey man, anything's possible, but
you see, the Forge Fest spin against Terran is actually kind of becoming quite popular.
Yeah, I've seen people try it. The problem is that there's just so many ways around that. You can blink. You can just chrono unit instead of 2 gateways. You can do a War Prism on this map. You can just tech right to Colossus too and just push like that with
there's a couple ways around it, although I kind of feel like if it goes uncontested it could actually be quite
it's definitely like on a map like Shakoris, it's always that potential of just doing something crazy, and even if it's not actually quote unquote solid in the it'll work against people who practice it. There's a lot of these builds where the first time you do it against somebody, there's a good chance they'll lose because they just don't have any experience versus it.
Yeah, and you can see AGIANTSMURF getting himself positioned on the ramp here, wants to prevent that pro from coming back in there and getting a second scout. Now, is he going to get aggressive with this? He has only a gateway. It's actually supply blocked right now.
That's always the tricky supply block.
I know, dude. The 24-22 pylon always gets me. It's any matchup. That's the one that always gets me.
You either have to cut probes for a little bit or just, skip, delay a stalker or something like that.
Yeah, so it would be Robo Facility and then a gateway to back that up. Going down for Nemesis right now, we only have... it's going to be 3 gateway again, and he's been doing this. He's very consistent
now. This time he has the 2 gas again, though. Look, and he's actually utilizing both gas. So he may be playing towards this map. He wants to build up that gas, so he has the option at least to get sentries to be defensive if he is attacked with a 4 gate. But on the other hand, he also has the option to tech
we got a free scout, man. He just saw everything.
Oh man, and he's going to plant a pylon down there too. So he may just be aggressive with this 3, actually adding on the Twilight Council. So that's the thing about getting 2 gas. You can expand and just pull guys from the gas, but it also gives you the option to tech up to either Blink or Robotics. Blink being a very nice choice, though.
Yeah, and Nemesis getting the better end of this deal, man. I think getting that warp in right there was pretty clutch. Rather getting that pylon down.
Oh, yeah. It's going to give him a nice idea of when...
Ooh, even a pylon right... Dude, this is something I don't feel like enough players do, is a pylon, right here.
And he's going to have just enough money now to start Blink, and which he's doing, and getting maybe a couple more Stalkers.
Though it will get picked off, though, trying to make a run-in. Will it get away? And yes, it will.
Yeah,
and
he's going to pull
down to 10
back,
HP.
There's only 3 Stalkers here. He's going to finally scout that pylon. It won't really matter, though. He doesn't have enough units to really take it down.
And only
defensively with a
only
sentry.
A single sentry here. We'll have enough to do for two force field. I was hoping that Probe would build a pylon and be able to warp into the high ground.
Now, I don't really get why he's sending all these zealots in right now, because really his timing is once Blink finishes. Maybe he's just trying to whittle that Stalker count down as low as possible, but I think those minerals could have been better suited for more Stalkers. I think, he is floating quite a few minerals now, but rather than... oh, wait. Hold on. There's more Stalkers warping in. Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd put a pylon over here and warp into the high ground. And then, then as this army pulls back and the force field's out of position, he would run up the ramp.
Exactly. Or at least just wait for Blink to finish, but then he can Blink on top.
Yeah, so 4th gate going down will be a 4-gate all-in. Observer will see this. 4-gate Blink, very, very potent, but again, runs out of usefulness very quickly. Smurf, does he have an Immortal on the way? No, he does not.
Smurf needs to be constantly chrono boosting that Immortal as well as force fielding the ramp, because you can just blink 1 Stalker up, or you send the Zealot up, and then you can blink all the rest of them up.
Yeah,
in this case, though, he's actually being a little bit too forwards there with that army. So allowing him time for more sentries to warp in. He had a slight timing there where he could have just blunk on the ramp, and we'll see this time if he can make it up. But no. Maybe I would imagine he should be aware of that trick, because it's just such a good trick.
It is. Or even the shift blink is actually really good, too.
Yeah.
Shift Q blink it's a little bit tricky to pull off.
But I mean, the point is the way that vision works on ramps is that you get 1 Stalker on the ramp in the middle of it, and the rest can see up the ramp just enough to blink up there, to shift blink them up.
And, to get sniped at Immortal right away. But 12 Stalkers to 7 right now with 1 Immortal. That 1 Immortal is going to make a huge difference.
There are some Zealots here, but all the force fields are now gone. So he's going to need either more sentries now. Not quite enough gas, though.
Yep. And there is a pylon here in the natural of Nemesis. Looks like he's going to actually just retreat to the watchtower. I've stood his ground long enough, did a soft contain. I really, really wish he had put that pylon close enough to warp in and just run the Zealots over here. Because you had got them in far enough that would have done it.
It's a really good warp in.
You got the warp in right there.
And then you can kind of stall for long enough, and then Blink will be done eventually. And that's the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I think right there or right there would have been the optimal
Both of them, I think, would work.
And now 4 Zealots being warped in for Giant Smurf here at the natural.
Could've denied that expansion for a little bit.
And wow, we actually didn't see it. Okay, so he now Zealots will not come in division. That Nexus will not stand for much longer.
Yeah. Now the problem though is that those 4 Zealots now are a little bit dead weight. He needs a sentry there. If he can just block those out of his main, but actually it's just going to warp in 4 Zealots of his own, so he should be okay. But again, if
a pylon going down to the high ground
very
there.
aggressive pylon, and now more stalkers coming in, but at the same time, big attack here in the front of the Giant Smurf's base. And I think those Immortals are going to be just enough to hold us off, though. Except some of them actually trapped below.
Yeah, that one Mortal on the low ground might go down. Meanwhile, the more units of Giant Smurf are making their way into the main of
Although not
Nemesis.
committing, though. And the thing is, though, that there's still one Immortal left. No sentries left for Giant Smurf, so he can blink up there now. But I think he's just going to head on home because there's just a few too many units here being warped in from a Giant Smurf.
Man, this reminds me of Brood War. Battles all over the place, making the Observer's job so difficult. Giant Smurf going to get the better of that engagement in the base of Nemesis.
Nemesis having to bring his whole army back, but at the same time, we have the main army of Giant Smurf pushing across as well, so he's looking to put on some heavy aggression.
It really, really is. And the pylon in the natural is so close to reinforce.
The Mortal pops out too, target firing on those Stalkers. Very nice.
And Nemesis is going to be able to clean it up. Smurf
that blink is going to help him out. So the thing is that with this blink, it means that Smurf cannot really retreat if he commits to another attack. So that's why he's actually pulling back.
Smart decision there. Big one-base play out of these guys. I really, really wish he would just put a pylon down there and use an Observer.
Oh, yeah, that would be so good.
I don't know why enough players don't do that.
I mean, he could still stay on one base for a little longer. Definitely, they've been trading. OpTiKNemesis has been trading well enough where he's in no pressure to actually expand right now.
Is that wide enough? Can you do that?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Can you? Yeah, I guess that would work.
What, warping in there?
Yeah, I mean, it looks a lot smaller than it really is. You can see kind of how wide it is from the side angle.
Huh.
Observer, we'll see that this Nexus has gone down as well.
But here's the thing, though, right? Like, Nemesis may actually not expand quite right away. Because he can apply a decent amount of pressure right now. Like
he has a tech advantage at the very least,
and he just killed a ton of units. He traded very favorably with Giant Smurf's first push.
Army supply is favoring dead even. Working supply is dead even.
But blink and those sentries are going to be useless when the blinks come on top of them.
Yeah, but don't forget the. Once Blink's been expired, Force Shield's become a little bit infinitely more useful, so Smurf may be kind of banking on that. It's 2 Immortals versus 2. A third one on the way for Smurf, as well as the Robotics.
And we'll see if he blinks on top of this, blinking to the right side of everything.
And that's
immediately
really
going
good
for those Immortals, and now it's going to be 2 Immortals versus everything else. Those Force Fields actually protecting the Immortals of OpTiKNemesis, so the Zealots cannot hit them. And once this is over, it's going to be Stalkers and Sentries versus mostly Immortals and a few other Stalkers. The question is, can he reinforce this? And he is reinforcing with more Stalkers, addition of Blink, and I think there may just be enough stuff here for OpTiKNemesis to take this game.
We'll push forward. We'll go ahead and pick off the last Immortal, which is alive with just about 50 HP.
Observer allowing him to shoot in the high ground.
And this Nexus will at the very least go down. No force fields remain here for Nemesis. However, I don't see Smurf having any way of defending this Nexus.
It was a really smart move there for Nemesis to actually choose to commit to an attack rather than expanding. I think that was totally good decision making.
Yeah, I think that was realizing, okay, I had a tech advantage. And
now he has the Observer up there, so it doesn't even matter. He's just blinking on top, and it's going to be GG, I think.
Yeah, Smurf, very well fought battle. Probably one of the better PvPs I've seen in a long time. Very dead even.
Very high level PvP. A lot of multi-pronged aggression, and really good map awareness from both players. So
I think it just came down to the tech advantage that Smurf was contained for so long that he wasn't able to expand in due time to be able to catch up with that tech advantage that Nemesis had to equalize it in terms of economy and production. So game 1, gonna go to Nemesis, gonna get the map pick from Smurf, probably be invited here very quickly.
Now this is a best of 5, remember? So
yeah, this is
it's
a
not
much longer series.
It's not like I don't think Giant Smurf is going to be too shaken by that loss. He's not going to be thinking, oh, I have to win.